Good morning and welcome to the practical. In this practical, we're going to create a simple calculator to allow users to perform four basic mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so first things we're going to do is we're going to create our GUI. So our GUI is going to look something like this. So we can go to Visual Studio and we can create a new project. So new project, remember it's C# project and it's a Windows Form application. We're just going to call it Calc. And we can press OK. So you can see we got our form. The first thing we need to do is create our labels for first number and second number. So we need labels. You can drag and drop your labels, and then don't forget to change your text property for the label. So from label 1 we'll make it first number, and the second one will be second number, right guys? Okay, once you've done that, you can see it's arranged, and the next thing we want to do is we want to go and get text boxes to input our number. So we need two text boxes, and we can drag and drop our text boxes, make it a bit bigger, and we're going to call this, we're going to change the name property on the text boxes so we can easily identify them. So we're going to make the first one, remember it's under design in the properties, we're going to make this numbox1. Actually, let's make it num1 box, and we'll make this num2 box, right? Okay guys, once we've done that, you can see we need a button for the answer. So we get a button, and again we change the text property in the button to answer. Okay, so we're going to look for the text property. Okay, further up, the text property should be somewhere on the top. Okay, there's text is button 1, so we want to make it answer. And the next thing we want to do is put a label that says your answer and computer answer. So we need another label to say, remember text property again, we're going to say your answer. And then the last text, the last label says computer answer, right? Remember to try and align it straight. I'm just going to fix mine now. Computer answer, right? Okay guys, once you've done that, you can see now we need a group box for the operations, and we need radio buttons for our different operations. So we can get a group box. The group box is found under containers. You can see group box here. We can drag and drop it, and we can move it to where we want it to be, and make it a bit bigger, and we're going to call it, we're going to change the text property to operations, right? Operations. The next thing you'll need to do is your radio button. So we need a plus, multiplication, subtraction, and division. So common controls, you're going to look for a radio button. Yes, it's here, so you can drag and drop. Radio button 1, radio button 2, radio button 3, and radio button 4. So 4 radio buttons. Okay, so we know the first one is going to be addition, so you can change the text property to plus. The second one to to multiplication, so multiplication. The third one to a subtraction sign, so subtraction, and the last one to division. Okay, once we've done that, you can see we've done that, and we need two more buttons, one for clear form and one for close. So we get button for clear form, you can say clear form, and finally one for close, so another button for close. Okay guys, so that's our GUI. Let's look at it properly. Okay, so we've got our answer button. Guys, we need to rename these radio buttons, so we'll make the first one an add button. So we're just going to look for the name property, and we're going to say add button. Then this one will go multiply button, or we'll just say multi button. Okay, multiply button. The next one will just say subtract button, so sub button. And finally divide, so just the button div button, right? Okay guys, we've sorted our interface out, right? Okay guys, so now we got our interface. We need to look what we need to do. So the user needs to enter two integer numbers, values and operand. So we know it's integers. So when the answer button is clicked, oh guys, we forgot the text boxes next to your answer and complete answer. So yeah, so let's just add our text boxes. So add one text box here and one more text box. Don't forget to change the names on these text boxes. So your answer, we'll just make it Y answer box, and the other one we'll make it C answer box, right? C answer box. Okay, we've done that. Okay, now we need to get our two numbers. So the first number, second number. So when the answer button is clicked, we know that we must get it. So we can just check what the name of our box text box was. So it's num1, right? Num1 box. So we say we need to save it. So we can save it as integer. So we say int, and we say num1, right? So we say that is equal to num1 box dot text. Sorry guys, remember now the problem is this is a text and we want to save it as int, so we need to pass it. So we say integer sorry, integer dot int dot pass. Okay, it's int dot pass and it's num1 box, right? So we can put this in brackets. So there we can see we made it a integer, and we'll do the same for num2. So num2 is equal to int dot pass num2 box dot text, right? We're getting the text from the box. Okay, we've got this and we've done that, right? And we've got our thing. Now we need to let the user select an operand and provide and capture the answer, right? So to do that, what we'll do is we need to check which one is selected. So we know we got 4 operands here, so we need to use an if statement to check which one is selected and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a variable answer, or C answer. This is the computer's answer, right? Answer. Okay, so we're gonna leave that as that. Let's just make it equal to 0. So we're gonna initialize it to 0, right? Okay, so what we need to do is use an if statement to check if it's selected. So we're gonna check which one is selected. So we know our first one is the plus sign. So we say add button. So if add button dot checked, so we're gonna check if it's checked, is equal to true, right? Remember when we comparing values, we use 2 equal to sign, and we assigning, we use 1. So it's 2 equal to sign. So if that is true, what happens? We say C answer is equal to num1. So this is the computer answer, right? Plus num2. Okay guys, that's the first one. So then we can use an else statement and say, let's check the second button. So the second button was multiplication. So our multiply button dot checked. So if it's checked, what we're going to do, we're going to multiply, right? Sorry, else if, right? Don't forget your if. So else if, and then we're going to multiply, right? So we can say, okay, so we can say C answer is now equal to num1 multiplied by num2. Right guys, the next step is to check the next button. So the next button is a minus minus. So we can say if minus, so subtract, I think I made it, sub button dot checked equals true. Then we say C answer is equal to num1 minus num2, right? Or is it num2 minus num1? Let's just see. So we're going to say first number minus second number. Yeah, it's fine. Num1 minus num2. Okay, finally guys, division. So else if division button is dot checked is equal to true, we'll say C answer is equal to num1 divided by num2, right? Okay, we've done that, and then guys, just another else to check if none was selected. So if nothing was selected, we can say we can use a message box and say message box dot show. We can say please select an operand, right? Select an operand, and we can just put an error sign there. So the second part after a comma is your heading, so error, right? And we can do that. Okay guys, what we need to do next, let's just look at our question. We need to perform the operation selected by the user on the two input values. Okay guys, we've done that. What we need to do is we need to display this and then compare the program generated answer to the user's answer. Okay guys, so we can do that in our if statement. So we can do that for each one, right? Because we want this to still be there. So we're going to say num1 plus num2 is the answer. So we can say we know we got answer box. We're just going to double check once it's called. So this is C answer box. C answer box dot text. Oh sorry, dot text is equal to C answer, right? Don't forget you need to convert it back into a string to display, so dot to string, and then you can do that and open close. Okay guys, so you can do that for all here in your if statement. Okay, you've done that, right? So you're gonna put the your display message in all, right? So let's just test it so far to see what we've done. So let it just bold. Wait a second. Okay, there's its bold. So I can see if I got 5 and 5 and I don't click 1, you can see please select an operand. If I put a plus sign and I click answer, you can see it's 10. Multiply 25, subtract will be 0, divide will be 1. Right. Okay guys, so far so good. The next step is we need to check if it matches the user answer. So to do that, we're going to see we need to get the user answer. So we're going to say we can do this for each one again. So we're going to say in our if statement, so we're going to say if okay, yeah. So we're going to say if user box. I think it's called user answer box. Let me just double check what I called it. Y answer box. Okay. Y answer box is equal to dot text, sorry, dot text is equal to C answer box dot text. Then guys, what happens? We'll say let's just see what we're going to say. We're going to have a small box that says you are correct, right? So we're going to have a message box dot show, and we're going to say you are correct, and we can put a comma, and we can put title. So we'll just say the title is well done, and that's that one, right? And then once we've done that, we can check. Okay, once we've done that, we can say else. We can put a message box and say dot show incorrect answer, and sorry, and then we can do that. Right guys, in each of your if statements you need to put this, so that's our check to see if it's correct or wrong. So you can put this in the add button, in the subtract button, in the divide button. You can just paste it, so we're just going to copy and paste it across, and it doesn't go there. Okay guys, so once you've done that, you can see if the answers do not match on exit, display an appropriate message. Sample exit message: you have attempted 1, you have attempted 3 and have 1 correct. So guys, we need a counter to see how many times the user has attempted and how many times it got it correct or incorrect. So on the top below your public partial class form, we'll create global variables. So we'll say int attempts, and we'll have another int saying correct. So remember, we'll just initialize both to 0. So once we've done that, you can see if it's correct, right? You're gonna add. So correct would be, we're gonna add 1, so we're gonna say plus plus, right? And we're gonna add 1 to the attempts plus plus. Guys, that's because if it's correct, you're adding 1 to attempt and you're adding 1 to correct, so you got it correct. But if it's wrong, so he's not going to add to correct, but you're still going to add to attempts, right? Sorry, this is in the wrong place. And then it's in the right place. Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to did this wrong. Actually, let's just take this out. Okay guys, so if it's in the correct, I think I forgot to put the correct option for the add button, right? So what I was saying is, if it's correct, you need to add 1 here. So correct plus plus, and it's still an attempt, so attempts plus plus, right? So we still count it as a question. If it's wrong, then we're only adding to the attempts, because he hasn't got it correct, so you can see he got one wrong, right? Don't forget the plus plus, and you can do this for all again. So in this if statement, if you got it correct, you can say correct plus plus, and attempts plus plus, and again for incorrect, so this one will just be attempts plus plus, right? So if it's incorrect, you're just adding an attempt. And then the same for the subtraction button, correct plus plus, and attempts plus plus, right? If it's wrong, it's just an attempt. So attempts plus plus. And finally, if it's division, you can see if it's correct, then we're going to add to the correct plus plus and attempts plus plus. And if it's incorrect, if we don't add to correct, we just add to attempts. Okay guys, the next step is, if the exit button is clicked, we should say this. So if the close button is clicked, so we're going to go to the close button. So we're going to use a message box dot show What we're going to say is you have attempted. So how many have we attempted? You have attempted. Don't forget you need to put how many you have attempted. So we're going to use the variable attempts that we created earlier. So you have created so many, right? The next part is to say how many you got correct. So we're going to put a plus sign to join our variable to our text. And you're going to say, and you have got, you can put a plus sign and put your correct variable there. So you have got so many, and then you can put the word correct after that to format it correctly, and then right. So guys, you got that, and then you can put your semicolon. So that's to display the output. Let's just run and see how it works now. So I can put 5 and I can put 6, and I'm adding. I know my answer is going to be 11. So I put the answer, and you can press the answer button, and you can see you are correct, and computer answer is 11. Now, if I put the number 20 here and I put the answer, second number as 7, and I say subtract, I know that's going to be 13, but let's say I make it 12, right? And I click answer, you can see incorrect answer, and then computer answer is 13, my answer is 12. You can see there's an error there. And then let's just do one more for reference purposes. So I'm going to put 7 and the second number as 9. Sorry, 9. So I know it's going to be 63. I put the answer as 63 and I click answer, and you can see you are correct. Okay, once I've done that, I can click the close button, and you can see you have attempted 3. I need to format that a little better, and you have got 2 correct, right? So let's just leave a space after the 3 and make it a small letter there. So we need to leave a space here and make this a small letter, right? Okay guys, and I don't really need the code on here, right? So once we've done that, we can just go back to our question. We need one more button here. We got the clear form button, right? So the clear form button says, okay, it doesn't really say what it should do, but we can judge that it's probably just going to clear all our text fields and unselect all this. So what we're going to do is, once the clear button is selected, we're going to say, let's just check our text boxes names. So num1 box dot, we can just use the dot clear function. Sorry, and then yeah, semicolon. Then we can do the same for num2 box dot clear. You can do the same for your answer box dot clear. And finally, you can do the same for the computer answer box. So C answer box, I think it was, yeah, dot clear, right? Okay, we've cleared that, and we need to unselect all these ones. So unselect. So plus sign. So your plus sign was your plus button, I think it was. No, add button. Add button dot select. Remember, guys, when you not select dot check, right? Dot check. Remember, when you're assigning, you use a one single equals to sign. So single equals sign false, right? So unselect it. Then we can do the same for the division button. Dot check equals false. Subtraction dot check equals false. And finally, multiplication. So multiply button dot check equals false. And we can just double check if that's correct. So yeah, we can run our program and we can do a first number, second number, one multiplication, get our answer. Incorrect answer, I didn't put an answer. And then I can clear my form. Okay guys, perfect. And then you can see I got one wrong, right? There's one more part to this question, I think. So they want us to validate the 3 integers captured. So guys, when you enter your values at the moment, so what happens if I enter a name here and I multiply that by that and I click answer, my program is going to crash, right? Because I'm not validating if this is a number or not. So what I want to do is, you can see it says it doesn't handle the error. So what I want to do is I want to use a try catch to say, so we're just going to open my try here, and then I'm going to catch it at the bottom here. Okay guys, so my catch is here, and okay, basically what my catch does, it's going to catch the error. So I'm going to say incorrect value entered. don't forget message box, sorry. So message box dot show, message box dot show, and we can say incorrect, incorrect value entered, or actually not incorrect, let's just put invalid, right? So invalid value entered, and title we put as error, and then you can put your semicolon. Okay guys, so once you've done that, you can do the same thing again. So if I put my first number as my name and the second number as that, and I click the answer button, you can see it says invalid value entered, and you can click OK, and then you have to put it correctly. Okay guys, and then you can see I didn't do any yet, and I can clear my form. Okay guys, I think that's about it. We've done that. Yeah guys, thanks for listening to this prac. Yeah, okay.